Lovely thing, and this is what's beginning to happen to you more and more, to a lot of you, where a manifestation happens. It didn't feel like you were trying very hard. You said, I don't think I even wanted it. And the reason that it felt like you didn't want it is because you associate wanting with the stress of yearning for something.
Yeah.
Where when you find that pure alignment, then the universe just begins yielding to you shovels full of manifestations that have been in your vortex for a while. In other words, it's such a lovely thing to have been just looking for fun and looking for clarity, not looking for a BMW, looking for fun and looking for clarity, not looking for a beautiful house in the snow, looking for fun and looking for clarity, looking for fun and looking for clarity, and finding fun and finding clarity, and finding fun and finding clarity, and finding fun and finding clarity. And then things begin manifesting in your experience effortlessly, because you finally are experiencing the power of the leverage of alignment. You see, that's why we've been explaining to you that you've been sifting and sorting and asking and putting it in your vortex, and it's been culminating there, it's been gathering, it's prepared itself for you being ready for it. It's better now than it was when you first put it there, because you put other things in there with it that all morph together. And so your vortex, your vibrational reality, is ready to burst onto the scene in the moment that you vibrationally stop disallowing it. So this is the piece. This is another key that this gathering will help you hear in a very strong way. Humans often think that if they've got their sights on something, that they must find a way to think about that, 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 and rein it in like a fish on a line. It's not like that at all. It's that once you have set your sights on it and it's in your vortex, now your work is to chill. Your work is not to figure out what the path is. The path is being revealed to you. You just have to figure out how to be receptive to the information about the path. Can you feel the difference about that? And the thing that trips you up, we're trying to demonstrate it for you here. So there is a vibration that becomes a thought. That's momentum worth celebrating. But humans don't want to celebrate it until it's in the garage. So since it's not in the garage, you mess this up. And since it's not in the garage, you mess this up. And since it's not in the garage, you get another job. And since it's not in the garage, you work harder. And since it's not in the garage, you try to find all the behavior to get it in the garage. And all the stuff that you do to try to get it in the garage causes you to keep messing this up. You see what we're getting at? So if you can just find things that are easy to feel good about, then everything that you want will come into full fruition. You'll find it all in the garage. The best word that Esther can find that fits with what you're reaching for is clarity. Now, we use the word alignment, but it's not as feelable. And we use the word of love, but you've messed that word up terribly. So the word clarity, clear-minded, sureness, confidence, knowing, certainty, absence of resistance, right path, right time. It's that feeling. It's that feeling. Because you have to understand, all that you've lived has culminated into this consciousness that is this source vibration that is not just aware of you, that is you. That is you and is aware of where you are now. You feeling that in the moment? Whether it's someone causing you to laugh, someone that you're holding as your object of attention that you're enjoying, someone that you are loving, an idea of doing something. In other words, person, place, thing, doesn't matter. You're tuned in to that knowing. When you are in that state of alignment and you are focused in a time-space reality, it doesn't get any better than that. Because now you can feel the continuity. Now you can feel the progress of it. Now to be consciously aware of the thought, the vibration turning to the thought. The thought, the feeling of the thought, the power of the thought, the knowing of the thought. And then the words that begin to flow, and then the cooperative components of the universe that begin to play with you. That's the infinite, you see. To allow all that you are here, now. No blockage. No petty issues. No, I don't like the way you did that. I don't like the way you did that. None of that. Just tuned into Source and living life the way you and Source intended to live life here and now. Or step one, delicious step one, clarifying points. You see, that's why we don't get out of whack when you're out of whack. We know you're having step one and you came here to have some of that. We know none of us can expand. There can be no infinite. There can be no eternal. There can be no everlasting if there's not new, and there can't be new unless there are questions that bring new answers or problems that bring new solutions. It's all part of it. So we bless you in every problem that you are in, and when you start embracing the problem rather than acting like there's something that I'm doing wrong in it, then you'll be who you really are moving through this life experience. And now what we're saying to you is most people are still, with all of this coaching and counseling and guidance that we've been offering, they are still needing conditions to change before they will allow themselves to really feel good. And the way that translates out with most of you is you're asking others to approve and appreciate. In other words, it matters so much how others are seeing me. I care about what you think. I want your perspective to meld with my perspective, and then I'll be happier if you really get me, if you really understand me. We know who you are and why you are here. We know that the contrast is natural, so we don't blame you when you're stepping in the muck. We know that that's how you figure out what you want, so we don't feel uncomfortable when you're in the step one part of the process. We know that it always turns out well because we've got the bigger picture. And so we don't have to worry about any situation that you might get yourself in because we know that ultimately you come back around to who you really are. Esther woke up one morning feeling good because she hadn't thought any thoughts that took her away from that. She woke up with her cork floating and didn't do anything to cause it not to float. And then she sat, and in that state of unconditional alignment, because she hadn't focused on any conditions that took her higher or lower, she was just there. She looked out into a world and saw conditions of the world more beautifully than she had ever seen them before. She didn't get up not feeling good, make a list of positive aspects, try to talk herself into feeling better, and then look out at the world. She woke up aligned. That's the thing that we're wanting you to hear. You wake up in alignment if you will allow yourself to be in alignment. And so her natural state is one of feeling good. Her natural state is one of alignment. Her natural state. And she didn't do the unnatural things that she's learned along her physical trail and take her out of alignment. And why? Because while she slept, momentum ceased, and the vibration of her inner being became dominant. She was in the receptive mode because she didn't tune herself away from the receptive mode. So she woke up still in the receptive mode and stayed there. Ooh. And then the vibration turned to a thought. I think I'll go outside. The vibration turned to a thought. I think I'll look over there. I think I'll look over there. I think I'll look over there. A seamless awareness of her environment with no resistance. Unconditional love. Mm-hmm. Would you rather feel happy or sad?
Happy.
Would you rather feel engaged or bored? Would you rather feel momentum or stagnation?
Yeah.
Would you rather feel energized or lethargic? Would you rather feel eager or discouraged? Would you rather feel energized or innervated? We know these are really simple questions that seem to have no relationship to the conditions that you need to solve. But these are unconditional questions. You don't need to fix any condition. You might know exactly what job you want to go after, and you might not exactly know the right way to go about it, and you might not know what hoops to jump through or where to be when, but you do know the answers to these questions. And as you ask yourself these questions until you shore up your awareness of how you want to feel. So let's just play with this for just a little bit. You like clarity or confusion? clarity. So just focus on clarity for a minute. Feel clarity. Just think about what clarity means. You don't even have to think about a situation where you felt greater clarity. Just asking yourself, would you rather be too hot or comfortable? Would you rather be all balled up and tense, or would you rather be relaxed? You see what we're getting at? As you ask these unconditionally motivated questions, but you do focus. It's like a form of meditation. You focus yourself into the vibration of your source. Now that you've focused yourself into the vibration of your source, now everything in your life is adjusting. You can't see it yet because it's early on, but everything is adjusting to this newfound frequency, because, hear this, for the first time in a long time, you offered a frequency unconditionally. The conditions, we love you so much, screw up your frequency because you know too much. There's too many pieces. You've applied for too many jobs. You're too aware of the job market. You know too much that's going on. You know so much, you've got yourself in a wad of vibration that is preventing you from a path that is easy to follow. The reason that you're lost on the path, you're right, it will eventually boil down to that. But the reason that you're lost is because you haven't given the path a chance to light up in a really discernible way. And when you do this unconditional stuff, the path lights up. You have an impulse to do something, and nothing could stop you from doing it because you feel it so strong, you see. Aren't you sometimes having that experience? Esther's been just amazingly exhilarated at the way the path lights up. She said the other day, not only do I love it when there's a piece of the path, oh, damn, there's a piece of the path. There's a piece of the path, and I'm stepping on it because it's exhilarating. Not because it's going to lead me to some place that I want to go later, but because right now it feels really good right here and right now. And then she's also aware that she'll step on the path, and then she's ready to go again, feeling a little impatient. Where's the next piece? Where's the next piece? Where's the next piece? And then that piece sort of peters out because you can't be impatient. The path sort of peters out. You see, here's the thing. You're going to like this. And whether you do or not, we do. You're not looking for the path. You're creating an atmosphere so that the path can come to you. You're creating the atmosphere so that the path shows itself to you. And if it doesn't feel like it's showing itself to you, it's for one reason and one reason only. You're out there in the conditions, you're out there in the weeds, you got your vibration all balled up, and even though the source within you is lighting up all kinds of things, you've got so much contradiction going in your vibration because of all the conditions that you're trying to examine and control, where a little conversation like the one we just had will resolve all of that vibrational contradiction within you, and then a piece of the path will be right there. You'll say, oh, that was way too easy, that can't be right. Can't be right. That should have been way harder than that. Because I've spent 10 years evaluating conditions and 3 minutes just finding this emotional stupid game that Abraham's playing that can't really be a piece of my path. But once you follow it a little bit, you'll find that it is, and it'll lead, and it'll lead, and it'll lead, and it'll lead, and then you discover that the whole point of all of it is the path, the path, the path. You're not going anywhere. You're not ever going to get it done. You're not ever going to get it done. You're eternal. So it's only about the path. So when you say, I can't find the path, I can't find clarity, we say, that's big. That's a big deal. That's like saying, I'm lost in my beingness. We say, you don't have to be lost. Just chill out a little bit and let the path light up and enjoy it when you step on it. We have enjoyed this interaction immensely. Take it easy. Be easier about everything. Be more playful. Have more fun. Sleep more. Do more things that feel good. Pamper yourself more. Do things that are more feeling in nature. Get out there where the gardens smell good and look at the ocean that looks good. Do more things that just make it easy for you to feel good in the moment. Make a decision that just for a little while, you're going to take the struggle out of your experience because it isn't working out. And watch what a new decision about ease and alignment and general will bring for you. We speak this to you easily and wholeheartedly and with complete confidence in the wonderful things that are coming to you because we've seen your vortex. We know what you've created. And we can feel the shift in you. And so we know.